So with the Nintendo Switch 2, there's been a lot of talk of, are we ever going to get themes? Obviously on the Switch 1, all we had was the light theme, the dark theme, but I mean themes like, you know, the 3DS had, themes like PS4 had, different things like that. That's been a huge talking point, and we don't have any official information for you guys in this video. But what we do have is some pretty interesting fan mock-ups that I wanted to show off in this video, because I think these are really good, really well done. And I am going to link any sources that I can actually trace down at the top of the description below, so you guys can actually go show some love to these people, because I definitely don't want to not credit anyone. There's some of them that I'm not sure where they're coming from, so those ones I'm not sure how to trace back. What kind of themes would you like to see? That's my question for you guys. Let's go ahead and jump straight into this. The first one is the one I cannot seem to source, and this is a little bit different than the other ones that we're going to see. This was a blurry image, unfortunately. Again, I've seen this going all over the place online. People were sharing it, but I couldn't trace back who originally made it. Maybe it's the name at the top left corner. Maybe that's the person on Twitter. I have no idea. But it's an interesting concept because the background is more of a fuller kind of image. The other ones I'm going to be showing you guys is from another user, and it's a little bit different of a concept. This one is more of a fuller kind of image, if you will, and you'll see what I mean by that when we go to the other ones I'm going to show you. I guess this one is centered towards Metroid Prime 4 and whatnot. It's kind of weird that we have some really random games on here like Mario Super Sluggers and whatnot, but yeah, it's really cool. And at the top right corner, this is an interesting concept. It shows you basically music that's playing. And that is one thing that I would really love to see, because again, the 3DS had that, where sometimes it was just normal themes, but a lot of their themes had music. Like when they had a Breath of the Wild theme, actually 2 different Breath of the Wild themes, they actually had music to them that was, kind of, ambience from like Breath of the Wild. Or when they had Skyward Sword, they had Ballad of the Goddess, and different games like that had actual music. It would be nice to see. We know that there's not going to be any music in the eShop to try to make the eShop run smoother, but is this something that like would really kind of affect the home UI? I don't know. I guess Nintendo would know best, but even if it's just kind of images, that'd be nice. Let's check out a couple other ones. So we have 4 specific ones coming from this user named palmtree_04. Again, palmtree_04. I'll link the tweet down in the comments section below. But I came across these, and these are absolutely amazing, and I wanted to show them off here because this person did incredible work, and I think this is another concept that we could see. So if I throw it up on screen, you can see there's a few different ones really, and it's more of like a design kind of concept. So we have obviously the colors that change in terms of the the actual, I call it the taskbar, basically the bar at the bottom that has all your stuff on it. It's a taskbar to me, where you have your your power, Nintendo Switch Online, C button, all that. And then the actual, the empty spaces for games would be a different color. The top right corner, where the battery and the time and all that would be a different color. Kind of what they did on the actual 3DS, right? So this one's really cool. This person made like 4 different ones. So the next one is more kind of Splatoon themed, and you get a little bit of a sense of what it could be. Again, these are more basic, and again, to me, this is kind of showing you guys what we could see in terms of more basic kind of themes, and then maybe some more kind of more heavy on the side of imagery, like that first one. I would like to see both if we ever had themes, but again, this one being Splatoon, and the next one, this one's kind of designed after Mario Kart World, as you can see, which is really nice. I like the kind of, black and white sort of, or gray and white rather, kind of concept. Again, this person did absolutely amazing. That's kind of like the main focus, I feel like, that I'm going to be kind of emphasizing, is that this is just amazing work. And then I think there's one more. Yeah, one more is a Kirby themed one, which is really cool. Everything's kind of pink. There's some kind of Kirby imagery that's a little bit sort of, again, it's not the main focus, right? In the background, I don't know if the person added a slight blur. It kind of feels like that to me. Like there's maybe like a slight blur, like it's just slightly out of focus, so it's not, popping too much, but it's there. And again, just how the color schemes kind of change. So I don't know. I wanted to make a video on this. I mean, primarily, number one. Oh, you know what? Actually, there's another one. Someone asked them, give me a Zelda one. So they actually made a Zelda one. I'll throw it up on screen as well. I just noticed that. So again, just kind of some concepts. And again, these are concept arts, fan made, but to me, this just shows like, hey, Nintendo could make some very basic ones. It doesn't have to be, you know, animated backgrounds. It doesn't have to have music. That, although those are all pluses, you know, it doesn't have to be any of that. We could get just some basic stuff like this, and even that would be really nice to see. So I actually have a few more to show you. I'm just kind of like editing this in because after I had recorded the initial part of the video, I had messaged Palm Tree 04 over on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, just to make sure that they were cool with, you know, showing off their concept arts here on the channel. Said, you know, hey, I'm going to link you down in the description below. And I was sent a few more. So these are really cool. These are some basic kind of color gradients and whatnot. And I think this shows like that obviously this is something Nintendo could do. So throw it up on screen. The first one is just an upscaled, simple kind of simple upscale of the basic white one. The next one is a basic red one. And again, you can see it's sort of like a gradient looking kind of image. If you don't know what gradient is, it's sort of like there's a variation in the coloration, right? So it's kind of a little bit lighter on the top, gets a little bit darker towards the bottom. Again, these are really, really clean, really nice. And then there's a basic yellow looking one. And again, I don't see why Nintendo couldn't do these. These are so simple. You got white theme, dark theme. I mean, you can at least add color variations, surely. And then I think this one's my favorite, the blue one. It's just so calming. It's just a cool kind of sort of a little bit slightly darker than a baby blue, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's sort of like technically still a baby blue, sky blue or whatever. This one looks really, really nice. And I would love to have that as a background on my Switch too. So again, huge thanks to Palm Tree 04, again, Palm Tree _04. I want to make sure that I say it right over on Twitter, on X, whatever you want to call it. Again, links in the description below for sending these. And then we actually have 3 more concepts that Palm Tree tweeted out as I was again finishing the last section. So I'm going to leave it at that after this. I don't care if there's any more. These are really cool though. The first one is a Metroid one. It's a little bit more simplistic. You can kind of see some sort of like sci-fi Metroid-esque sort of like lines and stuff around, but a little bit more simplistic with a darker kind of purple gradient. But again, looks absolutely incredible, really nice. The next one I really like, and I would love to have this one. This is a Super Mario Odyssey themed one. Again, we can see some sort of like some of the images on the back, like Mario themed images. Of course, the Mario mushroom, kind of where the empty game slots are. A blue taskbar. This one reminds me of the Nintendo Today Mario theme, the Nintendo Today app Mario theme on that app, which is really, really cool. And again, this seems something like Nintendo could easily do. And then the last one is going to be a Xenoblade Chronicles one, which is really cool with the sword kind of replacing the taskbar. And I would love to see a Xenoblade Chronicles 2 one, but this is based off the first Xenoblade Chronicles, which is again, amazing game. All 3 of those kind of, you know, mainline games are incredible, but yeah, very, very nice. So these concept arts are insane, man. That's why I really wanted to show you guys as many of these as possible. Like, it became more focused on Palm Tree's arts, and concept arts, but again, just an incredible job. And I think these are really close to like what Nintendo could potentially do, and the closest that we've seen in some of these mock-ups. Again, Nintendo, why can't you do these? These are so simple. Okay, let's continue with the rest of the video that I had originally recorded. Some people have suggested that, you know, maybe we can have this sort of system where you can kind of cash in platinum points for some themes, different things like that. That'd be a nice incentive to collect and use your platinum points. I think that'd be cool. But and then maybe have some other ones that are kind of free. Maybe you pre-order a game or something, and you know, maybe you get a corresponding theme. I don't know, different things like that. That would be nice. You know, PS4 did that, where you know, pre-order a game, you get a theme with it, and then it also have like paid themes, whatever. So I don't know. What do you guys think? What kind of themes would you like to see? I mean, again, this is just me kind of like honestly fantasizing about getting themes on the Switch 2, because that's really something a lot of people want, especially, you know, myself included. But I want to showcase these because I thought they were really cool, and I want to just, you know, put it out there that, hey, it's not too far-fetched that, you know, it could work. It wouldn't take up too many resources to make basic themes like this. You know, maybe for the heavier stuff, if you start adding music or animated backgrounds, that would be an issue. But for some of the more basic stuff, come on, Nintendo, give us some themes. Maybe in the future, hopefully. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Again, check out the sources down in the comments description, and go show them some love, because these are really good concept art. So if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe for more. Until the next one, game on. See you guys later.